Peace to everybody. I just found one of my heritages that there was a Queen Helen from a long time ago, years back, and this is one of my heritages that I am going to read. And as you can see here in the picture, here is Queen Helen along with another woman and whatever else is over there. Years alive unknown, gender female, species human, relatives. She had a husband named Frank. Frank the second was her son. Cole was her son. Other sons and daughters. Affiliation: Narnia. Appearances: The Magician's Nephew's book. Let's get to reading. Queen Helen I was the first queen of the Kingdom of Narnia, wife to King Frank and mother of all the original kings and queens of Narnia at the beginning of the Age of Conquest. So she was definitely the very first queen of Narnia and also a wife to King Frank. Here's the biography. Helen was born in the British country sometime in the 19th century. Little is known about her except that she grew up in the country. By 1900, she had married a countryman called Frank and moved to London with him, where he took up an occupation as a cab driver. So she moved to England with her husband in the 19th century. And he was a cab driver, and little did they know that they are there for the first time. After her husband was transported to Narnia by Diggory and Polly, as well as offered the throne of Narnia by Aslan, she was transported to his side by Aslan at his request. So Queen Helen was requested to be transported by Aslan at the request of his, and she really had no choice. But of course, yes, she's a wonderful queen, and she was married to Frank. There, they were crowned at Narnia's first monarchs 2 days later and lived in the castle Caer Paravel, which had been prepared for them by Aslan. Now, please forgive me. I cannot pronounce words that I don't know, so please don't judge me because you know what? It upsets me. I have word problems that I don't know. But in the meantime, the monarchs were 2 days later and lived in a castle, so they went to live in a castle where they were happy. And as you can see here, here's the king and queen, and all the animals and the children are right by their side and everything. In her own world, she was known as Nellie, a nickname for Helen, but was always called Helen in Narnia. So this is what they would call her, Nellie. Physical appearance. When Polly first encountered Helen, she described her as a young woman with a kind, honest face, and it was obvious that she had been in the middle of a washing day. She wore an apron, her sleeves were rolled up to the elbow, and there was soap suds on her hands. Though she was not dressed in her good clothes, and she still looked nice. So she was washing clothes, and she was not dressed in her good clothes to look beautiful and anything like that, and plus she had soap suds on her hands, and it was a good day for her to do so. Later on, after she was dressed in royal Narnian robes and had been crowned by Aslan as Queen Helen, was revealed to be a beautiful woman. Her hair was worn loose. There was a new expression on her face. Her clothes were strange and lovely, and on her head was a light, delicate, beautifully shaped gold crown set with emeralds, which made her look all the more nicer. So she became queen as soon as the crown had been put on her, and there was beautiful emeralds, and um, she wore her hair loose, and of course she had a new expression on her face because she didn't know what was going on, and she was beautiful, and Aslan was the one who escorted her by her husband's side where he wanted her. The trivia: Helen Shears, her first name was Helen Joy Davidman Lewis' friend and later wife. So they had some pretty good things about her, and she was wonderful, and she will always be a queen, even though they may not be around today, but she will always be a queen forever. I am out.